So I'm going to start off doing a collection video, and I'm going to start off with one of my favourite systems of all time, and that's the Nintendo 64. Now I've kind of mentioned in previous videos why it's my favourite system, but I thought I would do my game collection, show you all the games that I've got. I've got some of them just loose cartridges, some of them in boxes, so there's quite a few here. And so let's get through it. I mean, obviously I've not played a lot of these. Some of them I have, and I'll make a few comments about that game. So I'm going to do my loose cartridges first. So we've got All-Star Baseball 2000. Now I've not played 2000. I played All-Star Baseball 1999. I think it was anyway. Loved it. Absolutely loved to play it all the time. At the time, the graphics were outstanding. It was one of the best games, graphic wise, in Nintendo 64. And I think I picked the 2000 up. I picked up a load of games from somewhere from Gumtree. I think that was in it. So, Blast Corps. Never played it. Again, I never played it first time around. Must have got that given by my father-in-law of that. Classic Command & Conquer. Which is kind of unusual for me now, so it's like a PC type game, and I've played Command & Conquer, but not in this version. Don't know how this version actually played that, I don't think I played that well. The controls were kind of clunky. Cruising USA. Not played that either. Brilliant game. I played this. Donkey Kong 64. Never had this first time around, but when I picked it up, I played quite a lot of this, and it's really nice. 3D platform game, and you need the expansion. I mean, I've got the expansion pack, so a really nice game. Diddy Kong Racing. I played this non-stop when it first came out. Brilliant game. Kind of Mario Kart type. Racing with karts, but you had planes, and you also had like rubber dinghies, you know, so you're racing in the water. Brilliant game. One of the best games. Formula 1 Grand Prix. That was good at the time. It still looks alright. GT64 Championship Edition. Another racing game. The best football game probably ever at the time, and this is ISS 64. I personally think ISS 98 is the better game, but I've got that in box and you'll see that. But me and my brother played this for hours and hours and hours non-stop. ISS 2000. But remember, I think I've read somewhere, and I think if you get a box version of this, it's kind of rare. I don't know how rare. Jeremy McGrath Supercross 2000. Never played this first time around. I think I had a wee shot and it looks okay. Jet Force Gemini, which is a game that I never played first time around, but I remember when I used to buy the magazines, this was in them all the time, because obviously it's from Rare, from the guys that made GoldenEye and Diddy Kong Racing. So this was their next big game. I think I kind of stopped buying games by the time it came out. I never really got around to buying it. Kill Instinct Gold. Fighting game. I think this goes for a wee bit more money than the normal kind of run-of-the-mill games. Again, I picked it up from a big game collection. NFL Quarterback 98. I had this. I remember buying this new when it came out. Because I used to be big into American football. I used to always buy the kind of Maddens, and then but Nintendo 64 had this, so I bought this, and it was really good. Pilot Wing 64. This is a game that I never got till just recently. You know, in the last kind of year and a half. Never played it the first time around. Really good game. I think that was a launch title if I remember right. Pokemon Stadium. I never bought this obviously. I got this in a collection order from my father-in-law. Because I've got a transfer pack. You can get a transfer pack where you can transfer information from your Game Boy or your Game Boy Color game, and you can put information in there with the data from your different kind of Pokemon. Space Station Silicon Valley 3D type game. Again, I never got this till later on, so I never played it first time around. Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. Decent enough game. V-Rally 99. I remember this the first time around, it was really good. And the last loose part I've got here is World Driver Championship. Which again I never really played. There's my loose cartridges, so I'm going to go through my box games here, and all these box games are complete with manual and inlay. I think I've got one game in here that hasn't got an inlay. Might have two, but the majority of them have, because obviously the majority of these I kind of started collecting box Nintendo 64 games. So the first one here is Bug Bumble. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to open it up and show you inside and that. I mean, they all do come complete, and the ones that hasn't got the inlays, I'll let you know. I've ever played this first time around. 3D Bumblebee game, looks really, really nice, and I played a wee bit in. It's you know, it's good. Classic GoldenEye, really, really good condition. I mean, compared to what I just had in my hand here, so I'm really, really happy that I got a good condition classic game. I had one of the. This is the game I had when I had my Nintendo 64. We played this non-stop. You know, brilliant multiplayer, and then you had all the different cheats, big heads, and paintball, and all this kind of stuff. Brilliant game. You know, I remember playing this because I had a loose cartridge and I sold it, so I picked the box one up. And if you've not played it for years and years and years, and you go back to play it, it's really, really hard to play, because you haven't got the dual analog, and you've only got the one analog stick, which does your forward, back, left, right, all on one stick. Which I remember at the time wasn't a problem, and I always remember when I moved onto games that uses the dual analog stick, I struggled because I was used to playing, you know, with one stick, going forward, back, left, right. But because we're that used to having the dual analog sticks, going back to this is really, really hard. You know, walking through walls, walking through doors, and because you're hitting the walls because it's not precise enough. But it's funny because I played through a couple of levels and you get used to it really, really quick. But you're reminded how clunky the controls are for that game. Formula 1 64, which I think was one of the games I've not got an inlay. Yeah, got the manual and gaming here. F1 64. Fighters Destiny, complete. Box is in no bad condition. Obviously still got the price in. I'm not even going to attempt to try and take that price off because it's cardboard box and it would just ruin it. One of the best games ever. Zelda, Ocarina of Time. This is one of the games I had when I had my Nintendo 64. I bought this on release day. Played it for hours and hours. Really my first role-playing action game. I really didn't know what role-playing games were back then. I thought, you know, really, really good though. Brilliant game. Totally complete. I got this for a decent price. I think that should be in everybody's collection. Obviously I've not got the other one, but it's a wee bit more expensive. 007 The World Is Not Enough. And the condition of this box is superb. Really nice. I think what I'd done with this was somebody was selling the box and inlay and manual online on eBay, and I bought it because I had the cartridge. So Extreme G, and this is the second game that hasn't got an inlay. It's got the manual. Yeah, I've got three manuals in there. Must have must have bought it for somewhere and had all these manuals in it. Anyway, Extreme G. Perfect Dark. Another big game from Rare. I've moved on to Nintendo 64 playing this game out. You needed an expansion to play this. But I'm glad I've got it in my collection because it's regarded as, you know, a really good game. Quake 2, which is quite awkward to play. The controls are quite awkward because you're having to use your, I guess, the yellow buttons for left and right. Unlike GoldenEye, where your analog stick moved to forward, back, left, right, this tries to use your analog stick for going forward and back, but then you've got your two yellow buttons for going, you know, left and right. So it can be really awkward. But Quake 2, Tetrisphere. It's like a 3D globe Tetris type game. It's alright. I mean, I picked it up cheap from eBay and that's where I got it. Brilliant game. I had this when it first came out, Banjo-Kazooie, and again I've got a really good condition box, complete. Really good game. I do remember when this first came out and I bought it, and colourful 3D game, which still looks decent today. I know that they've got another one out in Banjo 2 or whatever you call it, and that's obviously more expensive, and I've not got that, but I'm glad I got this in my collection, simply because I had it as well when the first time round. This game, I really liked this game. We had this in our Nintendo 64 and I really liked it. Although I don't think we ever finished it. There was one level and we used to just keep doing this one level because we loved doing this one level and it was really good. So I had to get it back in my collection as a boxed version, in a really good condition as well. This one here is not in that great condition, but it's Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. The box is a bit bashed. A bit in here and that, but it comes complete. And I've got Turok Rage Wars, which is really just a kind of multiplayer game. Multiplayer levels in it. Come complete up. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, and this still looks really good. The box is in great condition, and the game plays really well. Designed for an expansion pack as well, so that looks, that's a great. I never had this first time around. And I got it cheap when I started doing my collection, and played it for a while, and it's good. Kobe Bryant and NBA courtside. I mean, this guy's still going to be, isn't he? I know he was young when he went into the NBA. I mean, so obviously he's just quite young in this game, eh? Because when did this come out? 98. You're talking about 13 years ago. Favourite game of all time? Mario 64. I just loved it. I'm not going to say too much about this game because I'm planning on doing a separate video for my favourite game of all time and why I like it. And this comes complete with everything. I mean, when I bought this, I bought it for buy it now, and it's got, I know when you said I wouldn't show you, but it comes with the wee poly bag, and it comes with a manual and then information here. So it comes with all that sort of else. I knew there was something else I was looking at. It comes obviously with an advertising poster type thing. And I thought I got it for a decent price, and that's why I snapped it up, because it was in such a good condition. And I wanted to get the best I could, really. Apart from going brand new, I know sometimes you can see sealed games, but they're up for sale for like $200-300. Brilliant game. Wave Race 64. I think this was a launch title, never had it when it came out. Really good game, really colourful, really nice. Top Gear Rally racing game. It's alright, I mean it's good. I mean obviously there's not a lot of detail in the game, and when I put it on, obviously because of the graphic limitations, there's not a lot of detail in your surrounding areas, but it played alright, it's quite good. 1080. This is the game I bought when it first came out, because it was, you know, the graphics was just outstanding. You know, it was one of the most realistic looking games of its time. So I remember playing this, I remember buying it when it first came out, and we played it for hours and hours and hours. Never ever did do a 1080, but great game. And that's the thing, is it's so easy to pick up. That game up really cheap on eBay. Formula 1 World Grand Prix 2. I've got the first one, loose cartridge, second one boxed, really good condition. Twisted Edge Snowboarding. I never played this when it first came out, because I went for the 1080. But I must have, I think I bought this in a packet. I think I bought like 4 games from eBay, and this was one of them. So, you know. One of the best football games ever. ISS 98. I know it's a bit clunky now when you go back. I put it back on for me and my brother, and you're limited with the moves and that you can do, but me and my brother thought this was the most realistic football game there was. Just all the different movements and different. We used to just like the fact that the crowd would get louder when you're running down the wing to try and cross it in, and you know, your guy would be looking to see where he could cross, and all these wee tiny things. We thought, oh my god, this was just the most realistic game there is. And we played this non-stop. So brilliant, I had to get it in my collection. Not so good now, but and one of my kind of classic games that I feel you have to pick up and box. I mean, I've still got a few to get box versions. You know, my Diddy Kong Racing. I want to try and get a box version of that. And also I've not got, just thinking I haven't got Lilac Wars either. But anyway, the last one here is Star Wars Rogue Squadron. This is one of the games I had when it first came out. Great game, Star Wars, graphics are great. I got a box version, so I'm glad I got a box version. So like I said, there's still a few. I'm not going for a full collection. It'd be good to have a full collection, but you know, that's not a plan. I mean, so there's still a few that I want to get boxed, and if I see other games boxed, I'll pick them up. I mean, like I said, I want to get kind of Lilac Wars boxed. I would like to get Donkey Kong 64 boxed. I mean, I'd love to get Conker's Bad Fur Day boxed, maybe one day. But you know, you're talking a lot of money just to get a box version of that. You know, and maybe a few others I'd like to get boxed. But you know, I'm quite happy with my collection. The size of it. The only problem is with these games is storage. I mean, I've got shelves there and I can put it on the shelves, but then it takes up quite a lot of room for my other kind of games. So that's the only problem with me, is storing these. And especially if you want to display them. Because it would be nice to have them all displayed, but there is different angles you can display them at, you know, whether you can have them like that, you can have them on the side like that and all lined up, you can even have them like that, but it doesn't tell you what it is, but it shows you a wee picture. But you know, not like that. But so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.